Hey, how you doing today, YouTube? I haven't posted in a while. I need to post it more often. Look at me, I look like a caveman. I need to work on that too. I need to shave up, clean up, just look a little bit more professional. But when you on a hustle, it's kind of hard. I have personal things going on, as far as wife situation. We basically we went going through a divorce, so you know how that goes. But it's a blessing and a curse. But maybe you can see some of the scenery here. This is a I guess if they would call it, I don't know, housing park or whatever. But it's in like the third richest neighborhood in Detroit. I mean, the third richest neighborhood in America. Third, first or yeah, the first richest neighborhood in the Detroit area. Uh, Grosse Point. They got Grosse Point Farms, Woods, regular Grosse Point or whatever. And basically, this is the hometown of where Henry Ford lived. But I was over here just doing some estimates in this beautiful area. Um, hopefully, hopefully I can, hopefully I can venture off in this area and get some more high dollar contracts or whatever. Um, you know, Also the quality of work will have to be better because when you into different neighborhoods, the quality of work, some like renter neighborhoods, when you in the renter neighborhoods, the quality of work just have to be for necessity. So if a roof leaking, pipe burst or whatever, you just fix it. But then when you into a more homeowner type neighborhood, which is the neighborhood that I'm in now, you're more on quality, even quality and efficiency, because the type of people that you deal with is former business owners or current business owners, investors. They more of the elite crowd, or the upper middle class or middle class. They're not in the renter category. Even if they are in the renter category, they have enough money that they can purchase their own home. They just decide not to do it. So, with that being said, I'm in this area and I'm trying to do some estimates and venture off or whatever. I'm gonna have a rebranding coming about where I'm going to clean up more. I don't know if I should cut my dreads or just get it styled. Um, I need to be like more friendly, user friendly or whatever, or more middle class friendly, because I'm used to doing a lot of jobs in lower income neighborhoods, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm trying to venture off more into the YouTube and teach and basically teach these young guys the trade, the tricks and trade, and different things. I'm not really trying to be a worker anymore. I really want to do the teaching. I might do little jobs on the side or whatever. You always have to make your money, but I don't want to just consistently work consistently. I want to be more of the teacher. I want to be more of the teacher of it. You see, my head is dirty. That's from the wood I was cutting. I was cutting OSB. It's all over me or whatever. So I made this video to talk about home ownership, and you're gonna, if you on YouTube, that's why you're on this channel. You're gonna hear people with massive incomes or passive or massive incomes try to teach you about home ownership, and those is the worst people to learn from because they're coming from an investor type mind. they coming from a business type mind. So for the average Joe, the average person, more people do not own businesses than people who do. And on this side of YouTube, we're more on the hard-working, hands-on type. Now, you might own a business doing that, but even though you're doing that and you own your business, you still fit in a category of my target audience, a hard-working, middle class or high middle class person, not the elite, the top rich or whatever. So, since you fit in there, home ownership is important. I was just speaking to a customer, a guy or whatever. I guess he's not a customer because I haven't received any payment. About his house that he purchased. He purchased his house 12 years ago, and he spent 200,000 in mortgage. 200,000 in mortgage. So, if you know anything about the mortgage game, you tend to typically spend three times as much as your mortgage. So when you get a mortgage and you stretch it over a 30-year period, you're gonna spend 600,000. Do the math on it. If you stretch it over a 15-year period, you'll spend about 300,000, which is still 100,000 over whatever you mortgage the property for. So when you do a mortgage, I suggest you do a mortgage under a 15-year plan and pay it off in 10. And then you're just gonna spend about 20,000 in interest or whatever. That seems like a lot of money, but it really isn't. It's like 2,000 a year or whatever, which is about an extra 200 a month. And you say, where you get the 200 a month at? Do extra overtime. Don't go out to eat. No snacks. You just have to, just for 10 years, you're gonna have to live like a prude. Do extra overtime, side hustle job. It's all types of ways to get $200 a month. You can start your journey on your YouTube while you purchase the house, and hopefully it pays $200 a month. But it's just excuse isn't the answer around here, not on this channel. So anyway, so he purchased this property for $200,000, USD, of course, and now the property is worth about 450, and he had it for 11 years. So he can literally sell this property, and if you do the math on it, he's only probably out of his 200,000 that he paid. So he get to make a net profit, not net, but he get to make a gross profit of about 250, a net profit of about $200,000 in 11 years. So that's about $19,000 per year that he made in profit just off of inflation or appreciation, inflation/appreciation off his property. That's how much he made. Nothing. He didn't do nothing special. He lived somewhere. He paid the bills. He just kept up the maintenance or whatever. And now he get a profit to where my hair look horrible. I just paid $125 a week ago. That's another YouTube video. But anyway, so he just paid $200K, and he get to make $200K bring home. Even fuck it, just do a low number. He get to make 100,000. So you making 10,000 a year, and that's a very low number. Very low number. He's probably making about 20,000 a year, just off of living somewhere you have to live and paying somewhere where you have to pay. So when you looking at these YouTube channels and they telling you not to purchase a property, come on now. Come on now. It's gains and it's losses. But would you rather have paid something where you can get something back? Or would you have rather just rent a property, and then after your 10 years, 5 years of being there, 15 years of being there, 20 years, 30 years of being there, what happens? See, nobody thinks of a 30-year gain. And the 30-year gain is to be debt free or just not literally like tied to living in society. So one of your retirement plans will be to purchase a home when you're in your 30s or 40s, and then you don't have to pay for the cost of living. You only have to pay basically just your what is it called, your property tax. If not, you can sell it. And see, that's another thing too. If you're living in a what you consider a $400,000 house, and you come from Black America, and you of the majority of Black Americans, which is poor, and you did whatever you had to do to make a special set of skills to make money to get in a position where you can purchase a $200,000 house, that means that you came from poverty or you came from lower means than what you usually have. So now you got a $400,000 house. You can literally cash this out and do what everyone else is doing in this country and in this world. Because I'd have been in a couple of countries and they doing the same thing. They buying the property cheap, developing it, then or refurbishing it or whatever, and then they selling high, or they just get to live in it. So you could take literally pay off your balance or whatever, walk away with $100,000, $200,000, and whatever work that you do that you're paying for that, you also have that income. You could take that money and go back to where you came from and help in the gentrifying process, or help bring up your hood, your quote unquote hood, or get near that place or close and still have capital to spend and your income to come in, and it's all the way around win. So don't listen to them when they say don't buy no property, man. Come on, bro. Come on. You gotta have an asset. But you do gotta do your research on asset versus liability. Like, subscribe. Please share.